A possible 10 in the second session.
اینم بگم کار ادیتش کار دست خودمون نیست و بازی 11 فریمه. ببینیم که این دو تا بازیکن جوون آینده دار دنیای اسنوکر
Judd Trump gets us underway.
کار میکنن.
Neil folds alongside me as O'Sullivan slots in an early red. It's going to be fascinating, Neil. Whenever these two go head to head, it's memorable.
Yeah. And he's been dominant, as Philip pointed out, in these exchange season. We've seen 2 wins, but it doesn't mean he's playing at his brilliant best. Terrific session, terrific day in general. Is anything as good as...
But as mentioned, he's won the last 5. That's the most significant. 2022 when he won 18-13. Recovered from a wobble in the penultimate session when he won 3 consecutive Northern Ireland Opens against him in the final. And of course demolished him in...
Unluckily, I think, because the split was quite well played.
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
توی کشور خودش میزبان لوکا برسل هستش.
That was something he knew absolutely nothing about, and the little yellow attempt to get to one of those 2 reds down the table, but the gap is not very big. The pink's kind of in the way.
Foul.
So that's why he was shaking his head. The natural path through of 2 cushions. Sometimes with this game, you know, people miss the little nudges. He's in prime position. Take advantage through a little bit of good fortune.
Hasn't been seriously tested so far. Judd Trump, that's surely going to change today. Took out Mark Williams with a couple of centuries, 6-2. Already with 28 ranking titles to match the tally of the great.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things you can say about the season to win tournaments along the way, as he invariably does,
70.
question of how many and how big.
And in terms of being prolific, of course, these were the 2 standout players. So it was a surprise when he struggled at the World Championship. So the anticipated showdown never came to pass at the Crucible this time.
Semi-final ended up Jack Jones, Stuart Bingham, but they did it on merit. What a surprising miss that is.
Just the 4 frames, I should say. In the first round, 6-1, and then, of course, Ding 6-3. But it's a little error-strewn, this opening frame, as the 2 play.
It's a brilliant pot. I must admit, I was surprised he played that red, as opposed to the one. He tried to just get inside that left hand, that right hand frame. He's still up for grabs.
Jack Trump, 6.
Catching the jaw of that left corner. He has.
1.
Yeah, the problem is still there. He'll try again, I think, to get to the right-hand red. And this time he's played it a lot better. That's a good shot. That was what he tried on the previous.
As to who goes through to the tie.
To get behind this. Nothing wrong with that. So the last...
15.
Nothing like getting the first frame in the frame. Especially now the black has gone in.
خیلی سال اسنوکر بازی میکنه نسبت به سنش.
Jack Trom, 22, frame conceded.
Ronnie O'Sullivan can 8 more frames in this one
ببینیم سی
and a possible 10
کاراکتری که
in the
باید
evening
داشته
session.
باشه رو پیدا میکنه. ما اون بازی خفن ازش
Scoring friendly
ببینیم.
tables, you've got to make sure the first chance goes your way rather than your
نکته که به
opponent.
شما میگم،
This is the snooker at the highest level. Usually
توی ایران اگر مخالف
a
حرف
chance.
من بود میتونه
Injuries are
داخل
quite
پیام
important
من بده.
before the chance comes.
رزومه خوبی داره حتما بیاد با هم دیگه گپ بزنیم. اگر مخالف حرف من هست، کاراکتر شخصیتی بی نهایت توی سبک بازی شما تأثیر داره.
O'Sullivan intent on covering that red up the table with the green as he seems to have done.
شخصیت شما توی بازیتون تأثیر میذاره.
Oh, what a pop that is, goodness me. I think Ronnie was delighted with the safety shot he'd played.
سنوکر آدم جدی میطلبه. یعنی من یه آمار همینطوری تجربی گرفتم، آدم جدی بیشتر چیز میکنه. حالا میگیم ما اینو
As terrific as the first red was,
رو بچه‌های خودمون نگاه میکنم، وسط میکنم، بررسی میکنم، مقایسه میکنم. آدم هایی که آدم جدی هستن
not big enough.
جواب بهتری میگیرن.
4.
اینا همه واسه بعد چیزها.
Peggy Lee very interested in how close O'Sullivan was to that blue ball with the sleeve of his shirt.
چه غلطی داره میکنه ادیتور؟ ادیتور داره چه غلطی میکنه؟
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 5.
چه شکری داره میخوره
word for that.
تو این ویدیو. اوکی، بازی رو به تساوی میکشونه. یه لحظه ادیتور میکرویزه. 2-2. بریم به سراغ فریم 5.
It's a bit of a ragged start. A lot of anticipation on this match, but missed it.
Foul. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 4.
One of those shots, it was dead straight, but he hoped to pop. That's pretty good. That is a pretty good safety shot.
یه لانگ پات خوب. ببینیم این
It's not
اژدهای
really one of
درون
his shots, that
سی
is it?
بلند میشه یا نه.
Not got the kind of cue power that maybe his opponent has got these days.
1.
جالب نیستش که سال 2024 ایم و هنوز یه سری معتقدن که حیوانی بوده که از دهنش آتیش میزده بیرون.
It was a spectacular return to
آتیش بوده. من نگرد بیرم.
6.
That's pretty good. He's not absolute travel again here. Didn't mean it down that corner. Goodness me.
Foul.
All kinds going on here.
Safety is obviously going to be
ولی شما همین حسی که من نسبت به سی دارم.
1.
Nice shot.
بررسی که میکنم نسبت به سی.
Strong favorite in the frame.
خیلی قوی تر از این حرف.
Not bad.
بله، نه تنها 2-1 عوض میکنه با 2-2.
A few chances have been squandered, but he went surrounding the black all available, all of which will take him over the line.
ببینیم قهرمان جهان رو از شانگهای مسترز حذف میکنه و بلیط هواپیما رو براش میگیره بفرستتش لندن یا که نه.
19.
a tour leading
20.
79 centuries for Judd Trump, having become the second player to achieve that after Neil Robertson.
36.
So any colour with this red will be okay. It'll be too many.
ادیتش کار دست خودمون نیست و بازی 11 فریمه. ببینیم که این دو تا بازیکن جوون آینده چی کار میکنن.
Sensibly making sure of that black. No need to be snookers needed.
Two of them.
Jack Trump, 51 from concede.
And Ronnie has his first victory over O'Sullivan in 6 attempts.
سی اینجا میس میده. اینا درست میگم رفقا، این دوتا با هم دیگه خوردن تو نیمه نهایی که لوکا برسل بردتش دیگه. سی رو حذف کردن مسابقات جهانی. اگر اشتباه نکنم همینه. البته سال 2023.
Well, that was a chance for O'Sullivan.
نه لوکا هم اینجا میس میده. کلا فریم اول همه بازی‌های اسنوکه یه همچین غیر و قورایی
Two frame deficit already. I don't think Judd has played all that well to get there. Seems a long way off the.
حمایت بکنید و بریم در ادامه ماجرا ببینیم که سی توی کشور خودش میزبان لوکا برسل هستش. بعد ببینیم که از خجالتش در میاد مسابقات جهانی یا که نه. یعنی بچه اگه بعضی از توپا نیست ما ادیت نکردیم، صرفا دوست داشتم با هم دیگه این مسابقه رو ببینیم ببینیم که چه اتفاقاتی چه ضرباتی.
Not so much a nudge, but there you go. That's where the luck went the other way this time.
فکر کنم توپ مشکی رو لبه بانده.
As did that. Goodness.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you can do on that shot. Bad fortune, but.
1-0 به نفع سی.
Anyway, Ronnie could have played that better. Maybe was slower and not reaching the pocket, but even then.
من به شدت از نوع سبک ضربه
زدن easy shot to be roll the 2019 Masters where Trump actually led 7-1 at the end of that session. The Ali Pally comfortably won the match.
Meanwhile, a very useful nudge off the brown to snooker Trump and all reds.
خیلی چون قویه نه همچین حسی دارم میگم صدشو نمیذاره. حالا میگه بریم ببینیم چی میشه، ولی به نظر من اگر کاراکتر این به کاراکتر شخصیتش ربط داره، کاراکترش به نظر من که روش کار بکنه بعد بازی کنه
O'Sullivan campaign begins if it.
That's the beauty of these two-session matches.
شوخی نیست نفر سوم دنیا شده ها. و اینجا لوکا برسل کینه این اجازه نمیده که طعم شیرین فریم قبل به دل سی به قول معروف مزه بکنه و بشینه و سریع ازش فریم رو میگیره و بازی رو به تساوی میکشونه.
$25. $26.
Still got work to do here.
$34.
Just off straight. I think he's all right here. Well, he's had a little check on there.
نه با این حجم بریک کم
instead.
دستت پر باشه. خیلی
Conditions have been superb this week, even the way that O'Sullivan is stroking.
اونم لوکا برسلی که احسن شبیه
We've had 26 centuries in all. Coming.
That's not the case, but I don't think 1-4-1 is by any means safe on these tables.
So he's got himself on the scoreboard. He's taken lucky to knock a red in, potting the blue, and then of course O'Sullivan getting the job done.
Won the frame from it. But there have been a few errors. If you're just tuning in, you haven't seen it from the start. Mistakes have been made. Often in this highly anticipated matches, it kind of goes like that in the early stages. Both players are a little bit edgy perhaps, desperate to make their mark.
77.
He's doing his punditry about how the first session of a match like this is often a case of jostling for position, just making sure you're in contention going into.
88.
And with that in mind, this frame was important for him.
95.
اگر که رزومه خوبی داره حتما بیاد با هم دیگه گپ بزنیم. اگر مخالف حرف من هست، کاراکتر شخصیتی بی نهایت توی سبک بازی شما تأثیر داره، چه بخواید چه نخواید. اوه چه قرمزی گرفت اون وسط. شخصیت شما توی بازیتون تأثیر میذاره. حالا میگینیم چه شخصیتی خوبه؟ اسنوکر آدم جدی میطلبه. یعنی من یه آمار همینطوری تجربی گرفتم، آدم جدی بیشتر چیز میکنه. حالا میگیم ما اینو رو چی داریم حساب میزنم؟ من دارم رو بچه‌های خودمون نگاه میکنم، رصد میکنم، بررسی میکنم، مقایسه میکنم. آدم هایی که آدم جدی هستن.
Must be replaced correctly because it's exactly the same shot. And it's going to go back again, get to red fully, but I feel that from there, he could. And that would have been the 3 strikes rule because you've got to be able to hit full up.
چه غلطی داره میکنه ادیتور داره چه غلطی میکنه؟ چه کاری داره میکنه؟ اوکی، بازی رو به تساوی میکشونه. یه لحظه ادیت میکروبی زد. بریم به سراغ فریم 5 بازی. ولی کلا کاری به این ندارم و ادیتاشون خوب نیست.
Not that time, but the shot still remains.
دقت کنی میفهمید
If the black goes, he can land on a red.
7.
A little straight on this.
یه لانگ پات خوب. ببینیم این اژدهای درون سی بلند میشه یا نه.
Probably the best he could do.
جالب نیستش که سال 2024 و هنوز یه سری معتقدن که حیوانی بوده که دهنش پاتیش میزده بیرون. حالا آتیشاش فرق هم میگه، مالکیشون آبی بوده، مالکیشون برق میزده.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 1.
آتیش بوده. من دیگه حرفی ندارم.
Not the most ambitious safety shot ever played. Just free.
And he's found the thin edge of the red.
What a miss.
Ronnie O'Sullivan
For no apparent reason, he looks quite surprised.
جورایی احساس کنم موتورش روشن شد سی. حسم اینو میگه. حالا باشه شما همین حسیه که من نسبت به سی دارم شما هم دارید؟ این نقد و بررسی که میکنم نسبت به سی هم شما هم
is if O'Sullivan loses this frame, you'll be thinking about that easy red. A more realistic score, maybe Trump's been slightly better, but not much.
نکته‌ای که هستش
The World Grand Prix last season in the final when he led 4-0, but ultimately lost 10-7.
ببینیم که این دو تا بازیکن جوون آینده دار دنیای اسنوکر چیکار میکنن.
And what day beaten 4-1.
بازی‌ها رو امیدوارم تا اینجا کیف کرده
Of course,
باشید.
best of 7 with an extra ball on the table at the beginning of frames. That golden ball which was placed
اینا
درست میگم رفقا. Where the brown is now right in the middle of the cushion. It barely moved. He played much of a part, but
سی رو حذف کردن مسابقات جهانی. اگه اشتباه نکنم همینه.
John Higgins got to the yellow for a maximum during the course of that event. It'll happen at some point, because maximums do happen, but they don't happen at will.
نه لوکا هم اینجا میس میده. کلا فریم اول همه بازی‌های اسنوکر یه همچین غیر و غورایی توی فریم اول هستش. بازیکن‌ها میس این عجیب و غریب میدن.
Congested since the blue on the turn.
حمایت بکنید
He's
و
avoided all
بریم
that.
در
That's a
ادامه
good shot.
ماجرا ببینیم که سی توی کشور خودش
Significant exchange this, because
برسل هستش.
balls are pretty well placed for the first person to get in.
ببینیم که از خجالتش در میاد مسابقات جهانی و یا که نه.
A great pot, and the cue ball was also pretty well played, because that was also a big part of the last shot. He doesn't want to be straight on the green.
این مسابقه رو ببینیم و ببینیم که چه اتفاقاتی چه ضرب. بچه یه لحظه فکر کردم شما هم همین حس کردین؟ یه لحظه فکر کردم که مشکی رو لبه بانده. امکان ندارم چیزی خطایی دید و ببین تا کجا.
It was a quite brilliant long red from Judd. Trump didn't touch the sides, and
من به شدت از نوع سبک ضربه زدن لوکا خیلی خوشم میاد. نمیدونم شما نظرتون با من یکی هست یا نه. سی رو هنوز احساس میکنم به اون پختگیه نرسیده. احساس میکنم همچنان همون داستان
just gone through the gap far enough for it lead and more to come. You feel here.
با حریفای خودش خیلی چون قویه.
just magnifies the significance of that. It meant that he missed the opportunity to level the scores at the interval, and that brilliant long red just now from Trump appears to have set him up for a couple more reds for a very satisfactory start to this semi-final for Trump. Hasn't played his best, but he's played well enough.
44.
Applause for frame ball. Trump will be delighted with this.
این اجازه نمیده که طعم شیرین فریم قبل به دل سی به قول معروف مزه بکنه و بشینه و سریع ازش فریم رو میگیره و بازی رو به تساوی میکشونه.
I think the match will get better and better. I think these early frames, as we say, it's just a bit
56.
A bit nervy for both players. Because Judd is now beginning to do that. He's taken 3 of the frames.
64. 71.
Enough there for a 4th century of the tournament for Trump.
72. این حجم بریک کم شما نمیتونی قهرمان جهان رو ببرید.
In terms of rate of making centuries, he's right up there with O'Sullivan.
79.
Closing in on 1,000 for his career.
81.
لوکا برسلی که اصلا شبیه
Of course, he
جبل
turned pro
خام بازی نمی‌کنه.
Incredible talent.
از موقعی که قهرمان جهان شده اون اعتماد به نفس که باید به دست بیاره هم به دست آورده. 33 34 گرفت قرمزو. بله چرا نگیره.
93.
I reckon about 4 between these two. Much better break than anything that's gone before.
106.
It's underway, and he'll be very happy with the way things have gone so far. That brilliant long red helping him to a 4th tournament century and a 3-1 lead in his bid to win his first match over us.
خیلی درست بازی میکنه. 2-1. ببینیم سی بالاخره اون کاراکتری که باید داشته باشه پیدا میکنه. ما اون بازی خفن ازش ببینیم.
It's a different sort of a safety shot, but who knows, it could be a world final or something. But they're going to play each other again, and as we've said, you know, they've run up sequences of wins against each other, so and that cue ball raced out round the table and come outside of bulk.
اوه چه قرمزی گرفت اون وسط. شخصیت شما توی بازیتون تأثیر میذاره. حالا میگی نیما چه شخصیتی خوبه؟ اسنوکر آدم جدی میکنه. یعنی من یه آمار همینطوری تجربی گرفتم، آدم جدی بیشتر چیز میکنه. حالا میگی نیما اینو رو چی داریم مثلا میزنم؟ من دارم رو بچه های خودمون نگاه میکنم، رصد میکنم، بررسی میکنم، مقایسه میکنم.
If you were compiling a list of the greatest long potters, Neil Robertson, certainly a candidate, Mark Williams.
جواب بهتری میگیرم. اینا همه واسه بعد چیزها.
Yes, there's always the danger that you can almost win the match in Shanghai and get these reds open here. And to force this in if it is. Wow, he's got some cute powers now. I mean, he didn't really have a particularly wide angle on the blue, but he thundered it in with all that cues.
Okay, بازی رو به تساوی میکشونه. یه لحظه.
Yes, once again, top side, which had been opened up due to that brilliant shot he played. With all that force a few back.
بریم به سراغ فریم 5 بازی.
47.
ولی کلا کاری به این ندارم و ادیتاشون خوب نیست. دقت کنی میفهمی چی داریم.
Well, if you're sitting in Ronnie O'Sullivan's chair, a wonderful split of the bunch of reds to create this.
For either player, but there were chances squandered as well, or positionally, in the case of
61.
Trump. Red to the right corner, and frame 4 now he's on the back foot, I think, as a consequence.
Yes, it's going to be, but Trump very much on the front foot. That's the ball we needed to ensure going into session 2, but it could yet be sizable.
It's sort of petered out, really, is running that event. Quite well beaten.
76.
You wouldn't want to be giving him Judd. A lot of snooker to be played in these matches, but it's just a question of he needs to stop Judd Trump from playing quite like he is.
83.
Invariably, just Williams, and that's going to continue.
91.
I said there would be about 4, and they'll stick by that in this match. Maybe even more than that. The power of both of these two.
103.
32-8.
Yeah, Trump is scary when he gets on a roll like this, attacking the way he opened the reds. Frames can fly by just as it is in terms of the way they approach the game. They're very different players, but in terms of their attacking intent, well, that's what makes this rivalry so compelling. But what a break that was from Judd Trump, goodness me.